Peace and Pan-Africanism. What's going on? To those of y'all joining us on YouTube, my name is Brother Legend. I do these lives almost every day. I come up here and ask the real questions. Today we're talking about some things of the community. If you want to join us, feel free to join us on TikTok, BIGBROLGND. I don't know why my camera's messing up like that, but it's BIGBROLGND on TikTok. Tap the notification bell in the top right of my profile to know when we going live. And likes, comments, subscribe. I'm going to post all my replays on YouTube. Same name on YouTube as well, BIGBROLGND. You'll find the link in my bio. Also, support the Congolese brothers and sisters. I have the link in my bio as well. B1initiative.org is our technology startup that we're doing to work with brothers and sisters across the continent and reconnecting us to our African roots. You could also donate to brothers and sisters in the Congo. The link in my bio, hashtag Free Congo, whenever you see a post. What's going on, y'all? What up, what up? My wife is finna bring groceries in the house, so I don't know how that's gonna go. But what's going on to everybody here on TikTok with me? What up, what up? Been a while. You know what I'm saying? Hope your melanin is popping. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody's, loved up. Dr. Robert, what's going on? What's going on? Dr. Robert, when we gonna do that interview, man? I gotta do it with you there. I gotta do it with you there. I gotta do it with you. I'll tell you now. Just let me know. Actually, it wasn't an interview, just a discussion, whatever. You know what I mean. Just let me know. Gotta do it for brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? So it gotta be us. Honestly, I believe bulk men pursue white tea women. Yes, it's harmful and should stick with our own. Hey, that's wild. I almost agree with you. However, the privileged people pick and choose. That's where y'all are going to disagree with me. That's where a lot of y'all are going to disagree with me. I already know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell y'all about the carrot and the stick. If I make the environment so hard for black love to exist, I just make it so hard for us to come together. I separate their families for hundreds of years, generation after generation. I cause all this generational trauma, multi-generational trauma that gets passed down. I tell them that they can align themselves with a more pleasing option. And then I tell them after years of them telling, hey, if you get with her, then we'll unalive you. We will hang you from a tree ornament. We'll make you one of them if you do it. And then all of a sudden, I have a change of heart. When they start talking revolutionary talk, they start talking black love, black power. They start talking these terms. They start to get revolutionary. And then all of a sudden, I have a change of heart. And I say, you know what? Y'all can go into their communities. You got to understand, black men did not choose Loving versus Virginia. White tea men chose that. Black men also, he does not have as much control over her life as she has over his. That being the case, she is the aggressor. I know a lot of black men are not going to want to believe that. I know a lot of us don't want to believe a woman has more power than us. So I know that's going to mess with y'all head. Feel free. My guest list is open. If you want to come up here and unpack that together, we can. Thin Lip Louise has, Thin Lip Thelma has more power over your life than you have over your own. So we could talk about that. If that were the case, the word Karen wouldn't exist because they would be powerless. They sure can, Dominican Adventures. They sure can. Now, willingly choosing to participate in something detrimental to your own community can seem like a choice. However, when someone creates an environment where that choice is something that seems beneficial to just your immediate survival, not your community, then although we can hold those accountable for choosing out, we still have to take a look at the system as a whole as to the reason why they do it. You can't say people that didn't choose to be here, didn't choose Loving versus Virginia, are the ones that made a choice. This is the work of Dr. Frances Cress Welsing that I'm spitting to y'all right now. I initially didn't understand and disagreed with, but she broke it down. All the land. Africa Debunked. What's going on? Give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
Are you my brother?
Peace.
I'm black. I'm 30, and my pronouns are him, he.
All right, blessings. Talk to us.
You know what? I think regarding the idea of like black love and promoting black love, I just think fundamentally that is this. The idea is this: is that do you accept that we come from communities that are in crisis? And I think that's the fundamental kind of way that I look at it. Do you accept that we come from a community in crisis, especially as a man? And do you accept as a man is you and the responsibility of other men in your community to lift your community out of the situation of crisis? If you accept that we are a community in crisis and we come from communities in crisis, how can you take your biggest life investment and put it in, like, especially if you're putting it in directly in the pockets of your oppressor? That doesn't make sense. I think fundamentally, if you've accepted that you're from a community in crisis, do you love your community? Do you want better for your community? How can you then, because there's so many things in life that we have limited choice over. We have limited choice over where we grow up. We have limited choices of where we go to school, limited choices depending on like socioeconomic factors, like access to employment. What you have 100% of a choice in every time is your romantic choices. And like, if you can't even invest your romantic choices within your community, like how can you be serious about lifting? That means there's a level of you're okay with like the next generation feeling what you feel. And I think like the idea that what was that they were talking about, what was it with what was the questions, can non-black people be pro-black? I haven't met a non-black person that's pro-black. It's a lot more it's a lot rarer than you'd think.
Rare?
Yeah, it's a lot rarer than you think. I've not met a pro-black.
I listen. You said rare. I think it's even rarer than rare. I think
I've not.
it's
I want to give
impossible.
people.
But I hear you.
Yeah, because a lot of the people that I know that are non-black who would even have a pro-black aesthetic, a lot of it is overcompensating. A lot of it is overcompensating. A lot of it, and for me, and a lot of it is bizarre to me because I know some people who didn't like. It took you into your 30s until you happen to knock up a black lady and now you see black people as human beings, and you're doing like a life's
John
work,
Brown.
huh?
That's what John Brown did.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that in my in real life where a white person I've known my whole life has never been particularly interested in race happens to get this black lady pregnant. Oh my God, I'm bringing a black child into this world. Oh my gosh, I need to do a lifetime. And now you're some like paper radical. Like, come on, man. I've definitely seen that before. I just
Yeah.
I just think fundamentally that is the position is like, how much do you love your community? How okay are you with the crisis? And like how serious are you about lifting your community if you're not even willing to make the most voluntary, the most controllable choices in favor of your community? So yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Cognitive dissonance is a survival tactic
Oh,
in anti-black society.
well, yeah, 100%.
So we have to, act or induce cognitive dissonance in ourselves in order to be able to even like be rational thinking human beings in an anti-black world, a world that sees us as less than human. Like, and then we're also, when we don't display cognitive dissonance, for example, a white tee boss or a coworker will say something racist right to your face, and you need to act like it was just a joke. You need to act like it was okay. You don't want to make them uncomfortable. You don't want to say, "The hell you call?" Like, you know, you don't want to get for real. So you gotta
Yeah.
like, that's cognitive dissonance. Is you have to be in denial about your oppression, and some of us have internalized that heavily and be in denial. And so we think we have even the choice. See, that's the thing. Interracial relationships were forced on us. We did not decide to come to this country and mingle with them. They decided to bring us to this country and then decided they was going to reverse their own laws to mingle with us. We can decide individually, however, like you said, to choose to want to, deny what I forgot how you just phrased it, but deny the current oppression going on in our community. You just worded it so beautifully. But yeah, we can be in a state of denial about our current circumstances and then decide that we want to go ahead with one of them. But that denial don't take you very far. Look at this, and look at the one I'm covering. Halle Berry says it's difficult paying child support to a man who calls her the N-word. They find out eventually. They find out sooner or later.
Brother, you know
He
what?
found out.
One of my big issues is that, like, for a lot of black people, anti-blackness is not a deal breaker when they're dating outside of their race. So for a lot of black people, like, having an anti-black family is not a deal breaker. Having an anti-black past is not a deal breaker.
Right.
And for me that's absolutely like baffling. But that's the deal breaker. That's not a deal breaker for so many people. So many people are willing to, like, oh, just because I've fallen in love with Amy, I'm now willing to kind of like shuck and jive and like prove my humanity to Amy's family. Like, what? But so many black people are willing to do that, and I think it's a part of it is like a level of self-worth, and a level of like your personal value. Because if you don't, if you've internalized a lot of the anti-blackness and a lot of the anti-black narratives, you'll be able to rationalize begging to your non-black like in-laws, or begging to your partner's non-black family and say, please accept me, please, I'm a human being too. Yeah, I may be black, but we bleed the same blood. Fuck, piss off with that, man. Like, your ancestors are not better than my ancestors. I'm not begging you for anything. Like, if you don't, like, if 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 your family don't accept me as black, then we're at an impasse. So it's either me and you aren't working, or you're disconnecting from that family, because like there's no like. But so many black people, I don't know why so many of us do that. I don't know if that's something you've seen, brother Legend.
PTSD presents itself as like a numbness. You know, if I go to war and I'm used to seeing unalivings, in front of me, I get PTSD. I become numb to seeing people dropped. You know what I'm saying? And I might go do it to somebody just off that PTSD because it's nothing to me now. Black people living in the anti-black world become numb to microaggressions and macroaggressions. And that I was on another live and we were talking about how Neely Fuller talks about it. He says it's like we're all fish born in water that don't know water is wet. It's like, we we come used to it, so used to it that we can't see it no more, and denying that it exists, almost feels like it's empowering. Feeling like he has power over this white tea woman makes him feel bolder, makes him feel like a great man. He wanted her to be Coretta. He thought he was Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? And the truth of the matter is that her skin is more powerful than his genitals. So it don't work that way.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of my recent projects. I was working on a project about Emmett Till, kind of examining the indirect power of white womanhood and how that has been how it's been weaponized throughout history. There's so many stories of lynchings that were induced by a white woman making a false accusation about a black
Yep.
man, looking at her wrong, touching her, being in her personal space, disrespecting her, anything to make her even feel vaguely uncomfortable. And like it was a death sentence. And like people don't like, I think maybe it's not discussed enough. Like, and I think sometimes, especially, you get some white feminists who try and like almost shift the blame as if like almost kind of bandwagon on like the like anti-white male sentiment as if like white they didn't wield a significant amount of power within historical settings and historical kind of Western settings. So I think there's definitely a level of accountability for white women throughout history, and unfortunately, the kind of thing that you were seeing with the power dynamics around Jonathan Major is a textbook example of like, and I don't know what happened between them two, but he's gonna find out. He's gonna find out the power's not the same. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man, he's gonna find out the power is not the same. So yeah, it's
Yep.
it's gonna be
All right.
interesting.
Appreciate you. Let me go to the next guest. Bubble Heart. I don't know
Oh,
what your
hi.
name is.
Yes, sorry. It's Aline. I just don't put it up on the internet too much.
All right. Give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
I'm 42. I'm white and a she, her, I guess is my pronouns.
Okay. Talk to us.
I joined because earlier someone had commented that, our white skin is, you did actually, more powerful than, his genitals, whatever. And it's true because my last boyfriend was African American, and the racism that I saw towards him while I was with him was amazing to me. And I feel like like your last guest was saying, why do these men go into relationships and accept these parts of their family where they're not accepting of them? I feel like it's because everyone needs to take a step back. Everyone needs to take a step back on how they approach relationships. I feel like everyone goes into relationships looking for love or views it as like a romantic movie comedy, like we were raised by Disney. But the reality is, are you educated, white woman? Are you educated on the past, the power that was in the past, on me, you? I feel like there should be a test. If you're gonna go out with a white woman as a black man to protect yourself because it is dangerous, I have seen that as a white woman, you should make sure that this white woman is educated. Not like, oh, I got a PhD, bachelor's. Who cares about that? We're talking about world education, cultural education. Like, do you know what goes on outside of your state?
I
That
prefer.
kind of
I
education.
prefer. I prefer if she wasn't educated on our culture. You see, that's
No, I'm
my
not
problem.
talking
That's
about
my
your
problem.
culture. I'm talking about educated about the world, history in general, all history. She
All you
should
gotta
have
do is
be
be
a
educated
well-rounded person.
on her own ancestors. All she gotta do is be educated on her own ancestors and what they did. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go into all
I
the
don't think
world.
any human should be like that. I think that's why we're divided. If you had like a understand, which I'm sure
Who's
you do.
divided?
Oh,
Whose
divided.
division should I be worried about?
Oh, everybody. I feel like I'm as paranoid as the rest of the cultures just because
There's
of,
only one unity that I'm focused on. That's black unity.
well, that's because you are living in currently for generation upon generation upon a generation of horror. You are currently living it. That's why. I'm Jewish and I was raised Jewish and I was told, look, you can hide. You're a white girl in Southern California from my rabbi. You can hide being Jewish. At that time, everyone hated Jews. And they said, these people cannot. It is like putting the star on your shoulder, walking around outside. And it is your job to make sure that you understand that. You can hide what you
They
are, like
put the
how they
star
all
on your
hide being white.
shoulder because they couldn't see it on your skin.
Exactly. Exactly.
They got that idea from us.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I mean,
Not they.
he
It
created
was
language, so
one
of course we
dude with
got
a
everything
mustache.
from Africa. But it's how the world works.
No, well, it came from Schmittler in his book where he says He
My
came up with
God.
his ideas on how to, what did he call it? The final solution or whatever. He came up with those ideas
Yeah,
based
mine
on
fun.
how America treated African Americans. So
Yes.
he couldn't distinguish y'all enough, even though he put enough.
And then we started the whole race war because we created racial names for things.
All right.
No, I
So how do
agree
you feel about
100% though. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got off topic there. I'm sorry. Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
the questions up above? Talk to us.
Okay, so are interracial relationships harmful to the Black community? I believe they can be if you are going, not you, but if someone's going out just because they're pretty and they giggle nice. Like I said earlier, I feel like there should be some sort of questions. Like you said, it could be for her own cultural understanding, but there should be definitely questions. Like I feel like all African American people should approach every white person with a very large, you know, worry that they're going to throw them under the bus within 2 seconds the minute they're angry. You know what I mean? I really do feel that, especially since
But
I
you
hear
still
it.
feel like it's not harmful for us to be in a
If
relationship with him.
if that person can pass the test, whoever that
What
person
is the
feels
test?
is the
Please
test,
enlighten me. What test?
each person has their own test. So that's why I say you should bring forth a relationship with the understanding that it's not just
All right,
like I
I
want
got
to
a
fuck this
test.
person.
I got a
Uh,
test. Are you racist?
I don't feel like I am, but I could be to certain people. You know what I
All
mean? Who
right.
knows?
You failed the test.
Well, there you go. That's your test. You would not date me. Now, going back to question
Oh no,
one,
no, that's not the
would I be
dating test.
dangerous to your Black
That's not the dating
community?
test.
Your view is
I do.
yes.
That's not the dating test.
But you know what I mean, though. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I don't know what you
each
mean.
person
I'm
has their
married.
own,
I'm
like,
married to a beautiful black queen. I'm good.
no,
But
I know,
um,
I don't.
yeah,
Hypothetical.
no, that's not
But
the
no, I
dating
meant
test.
like,
I
like
should have
let's say
known
a
I
young
wasn't going
man.
to date you the moment I laid eyes on your profile picture. But the test was to see if you were racist or not, and you
Oh,
you failed the test.
well, but that's okay. I understand that because I'm not gonna go on and on and on, take our space to explain what I feel is racism or not, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not even American. That's the problem. I wasn't even born here. So, I mean, there's a lot of aspects to each person. That's what I'm saying. Number one, are they harmful? I feel like there should be a
Not
set
that hard to
certain
find out if
questions.
someone's racist. All you got to do is ask them. If they say no, they're racist.
And if they say yes,
It depends on how they say yes.
so then who's not racist in your mind in that judgment?
Black people.
Everyone is.
Shout out to black people.
There you go. So that's
We
your
ain't
stand.
racist.
So that's, to me, I feel like that's a little jaded, but I understand why. Like I said, you lived a life of thousands of years of white people, white men,
Where are the
brainwashing the
non-racist
world.
white people that passed the test?
Ooh, say it one more time.
Where are they? The ones that passed the test.
Where
Where are
are
the
they?
good ones? Where are
Where are
they?
they good?
Did they have like
I
a little commune somewhere?
No, unfortunately, no. They're sprinkled in with the 99.9% bad ones.
Okay. So with them being sprinkled in, are they like forming some sort of organization? Like we have TikTok now, right? We have
No,
phones.
they're living
Like
out
are
in the
they
middle
are
of
they
nowhere
coming
like
together?
myself, by themselves with their dogs on acres and acres of land away from humans. That's what they're doing.
Acres
Well,
and
that's what
acres of
one of
whose
them is
land?
doing.
Are they returning any of that land? Are they returning any of that privilege? Are they returning any of that labor that was stolen from my ancestors? Like, what are they doing? Because you said they
You're talking
passed
about
the test, so
reparations, sir.
so you must be talking about some revolutionary Caucasians. Where they at?
Where are they at? Well, I believe you're wanting a revolution. You're wanting white people to be, behind you guys in the streets, which they were. The good ones, some
Behind
of them.
us, behind us in the
You wanted us
streets.
behind you
No,
on the
no. Every
streets. When
time
I
a white
went to
man has been
LA and I
behind
did the
me,
whole Black
it's
Lives
been a
Matter thing,
danger
yes, they
to
told us
me.
to
I
go
don't want I
behind
don't
you.
want no one thin-lipped behind me. I'm good. I don't need that. No, I'm good on that.
That's your anger coming
Only
up.
black
Your
person I can think
anger.
of off top that wants a thin lippian behind them is Don Lemon. Other than that, I'm good. I think we all good on that.
I get your
But
stance. I understand your need to make sure that everyone in your platform understands that you're very pro Black community. I understand that. You can't get soft on certain edges. I understand that about you. But I'm just saying,
You
yes,
need to
there
stop
are.
being condescending. It's coming off a bit like you're talking to a child and you're talking to a grown fucking man.
And you're
So
grown. You're
that's
talking to
weird.
a grown fucking woman. So continue the conversation in a
I
respectful,
don't know. I
grown
think
way.
I'm talking
Then,
to a female.
well, yeah, okay. Let's go into that one. Call me a female versus a woman, but that's okay. That shows another part of that, the male
Another part
part.
of what?
Oh, your
That
maleness.
was fine. Shout out to Stella. Appreciate you. Shout out to all the women in here. Shout out to all them sisters in here, man. Shout out to them original sisters. Shout out to the original women.
I'm so mad I didn't get to come up here and get that cave demon a bath.
I thought Leisha was in here. Somebody let her up. It wasn't me. I thought somebody else was in here. But
Yeah, I had a German Jewish mom, and when we went to synagogue on Saturdays, there were a lot of people, children, adults, looking at me like I'm crazy and having discussions about how black people weren't Jews. I was never welcome in those communities. They were Messianic Jews. They weren't Hasidic Jews, the ones that they were what I call the people, the Jews that think that Jesus was the Messiah. My white German Jewish mother who was from Germany, she wasn't born.
y'all, TikTok is messing up. Like, I don't know what's going on, and I'm tight because the live was going so well, but I didn't even kick them down. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to restart. TikTok is wilding. It's been wilding lately. I came up here yesterday. Something similar happened. Um, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So, cause look, like the amount of people in here just dropped from like 100 something to like 69. Like I don't know what's going on. I think it must be glitching. Don't worry, librarian. I'm gonna bring you back up. I'm just going to restart, y'all. It's glitching heavily. I'll be right back, y'all.